Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Check out our large assortment of logo merch and our lifestyle collection as well. Just head over to abvnetwork.com and click on shop. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. Finally, we are sponsored by the upcoming ABV Barrel Shop, a new liquor store experience coming to St. Louis, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop will serve as home to the ABV Network and will be owned and operated by Steve Akeley, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton, a.k.a. the Barrel Buddies. To learn more about the investment opportunities in this new venture, listen to the ad at the end of this podcast. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we will talk to, this is not the right intro. Today on the show, we are talking about why does someone care about what we do with our empty bourbon bottles? My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Heidi Fosnot and Lenny Eckstein.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey,
how's it going?
Hell yeah, we'll get into this topic today about bottles and the empty bottles and what do you do with them? And, do we have to care? Is it up to us to police what people do with them once we get rid of them? So we'll get into that after the break. For right now, Heidi said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Heidi?
Yeah, so I'm listening to the radio on the way home and I hear this this podcast going on and they're talking about some new documentary series that they're doing on Discovery Plus. So I was like, oh, okay, what's this about? So they go into talking about it and they're kind of taking a different view on serial killers and they're going the paranormal route. So like it's this guy who does investigative work and
The X-Files?
Yeah.
No, it's not it.
I think you just caught an episode of The X-Files is what you did.
Yeah. And so he does the investigation side of it. They go into, the serial killer, they follow him all around, but then they do weird stuff. Like they go to the places where he's actually killed people. And then they go visit where he's lived and they went to his childhood home. But I guess the question is, do you guys believe in, or does anybody here believe in like paranormal activity? Have you ever experienced it? And do you talk about it or, do you get too much of a different reaction from people where you just keep it to yourself?
I'll go first. I'm sure McNew will differ from me widely on this, but no, none of that stuff's true. It's all just a way to make money. So yeah, they're just, it's another way to cash in on what is weirdly hot serial killers. That's a thing that continues to amaze me about how many people are into reading about them, seeing them, watching the movies and documentaries, and yet another take and another way to make money off of it. So no, I don't believe in any of that stuff. And I think it's not my thing. That doesn't sound interesting to me. What do you think, Lenny?
I'll let Lenny go next because I'm going to take him.
We know what McNew's going to be. McNew's going to be totally buying into all this.
I mean, I don't want to be dismissive of it, but I feel like I don't have time. Like there's things I actually, and I'm not saying I'm too busy to worry about.
You're too busy to have the paranormal.
No, it's less of that. It's more like if I'm hiking in the mountains and I hear a sound, I'm like, was that a fucking wolf? I'm worried about that because there could be wolves. Like, that's right. Debatable. Are there wolves? Grizzly bears, debatable. Are they out here? I'm more worried about that than I am the paranormal because I'll take my chances with the paranormal, but not a grizzly.
No, it might be worse because all the bear is going to do is maul you and then eat you. But if you get the paranormal, you're talking rectal probes and stuff. I mean,
I hear bears eat from the ass to the head. I'm not. I don't take that like a probe over that. So I'm more afraid of the bear.
More afraid.
Kind of on your team, Heidi.
We know Heidi gets scared about a lot of stuff. Heidi lives in a constant fear between bears and sharks in the water. And it's always amazing to me. Heidi, who's like a very healthy person, fit, active, and she's always worried all the time. I don't understand. Sometimes I worry about Heidi. I sit up at night and the wife's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I'm worried about Heidi. Is she scared of something right now?"
So here's the thing: like, if Heidi was hanging out with you and Jim in a woods and there's a bear, she can clearly run faster than both of you.
Exactly. So what's she gonna worry about?
She's gonna be fine.
I'm the one that's gonna lose that race. So yeah. Even Jim can motor faster than me, so I'm the one in trouble. That's why I would immediately try to tackle Jim. I mean, I would know. The three of us are out in the woods. I don't know what would the cause of that be, because I don't go out in the woods myself. But if we found ourselves in that situation, I would tackle Jim, and that's what I would do. That would be my thing, and then push him down, and then I would run, and that would give me my best shot. And you could say that's rude, but I want to come back and do these shows for people.
You got to come out of it like in a sprint. You got to like not give him too much time to get back up. You got to sprint out of it, Steve.
Yes,
after that tackle. Yeah,
exactly. We have a lot of listeners today. The show, as we record this, get this, McNew. I didn't even give you the final update. The final update for today, just for today, not for this month. This isn't up to. This is what was downloaded today on the Bourbon Daily. 11,740. That's our record.
That's amazing. We've
never had in the 10,000s before.
And I know you can't tell if it was just today's show or like a culmination of things downloaded, but that's still exciting.
It could be just a series of new fans, and then they download all the shows, which we've got a lot of shows. So it could happen pretty quickly if something like that happens. But yeah, it's cool. I mean,
it's still exciting. That's a fun number to see. I was excited when you texted.
Yeah. All right, McNew, what do you think about all of this?
Okay, so I will say I do not like TV shows that are paranormal investigators. Like Zach Baggins, super douche, can go fuck himself. I will not go to any of his museums, but I do believe in it, though. I do think it's real. I think people do have experiences because if you think about it, we're all just energy. We're just little balls of energy. We don't just disappear off the face of the earth when we die. We can leave residual energy. So I do think ghosts exist for that reason. And let me tell you, we lived in this farmhouse when I was a kid. It was a rental that my parents were in for a minute. And they had all these outbuildings, like the barn, a garage, and another building. We had access to everything except this building. And the landlord said, "Hey, my dad's stuff is in there. I just kind of use it as storage. I have a padlock on it. I'll come get it out later." So while we lived in this house, in my closet, I would tell my mom, I was like, "Mom, there's a beekeeper in my closet and he's smoking." Like I saw this ghost all the time. It was like a beekeeper outfit smoking. And my mom thought I was...
Was he smoking the bees out? They got that little smoker
smoking
thing.
a cigarette, a cigarette through his
beekeeper
garb. But I would tell her this, and she's just like, "My kid's insane. Like you don't listen to your kids. It's fine." But when we moved, the lady was cleaning out that outbuilding, and she pulls out this beekeeper suit. And my mom was there. She's like, "Hey, what the hell is that?" And she was like, "Oh, my dad kept bees here when he lived here. This dude died on the property of a heart attack. I think he was hanging out in my closet." And my mom tells me this after we move and live in the house she lives in now. But I believe it. I'm like, I told her there was a ghost in my closet. I have every reason to believe he existed there.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. It's real. It's real. There you go. There you go. I'm totally changed now. That's changed my life.
I know, but I think the shows like Heidi's talking about, that one might be interesting with the serial killers. A lot of them I don't get into because I think you can edit anything to make it look like what you want to.
Some of them blame it on the paranormal anyway. The dogs told them to do stuff, and
yeah. But I like those stories though. I love some ghost stories, but the paranormal reality shows I don't always get into.
This one though, it kind of piqued my interest only because they go into depth about this serial killer, but his claim is that he was possessed.
Sure.
And
it's not his fault. He should go free.
And that's why he did it and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And
we got to set him free. He wasn't of his own mind.
But the lady that bought the house, she bought it after his parents sold it. Mm-hmm. And she said it wasn't until 2006, and it happened about 2 to 3 weeks after he was put to death. that things started happening in the house to the point where like they're being physically assaulted. Well, they had like a medium come in and everything. And the medium was like, there's way too much going on here, way too much. Like, I believe in that. I believe that some places like, yeah, there's probably some evilness going on there and you can sense it sometimes when you're in a certain place. Like Jim hates it when we do go antique shopping because I love to go antique shopping, but I can go up to something and I can either get near it or touch it and be like, we need to go and we need to go right now.
Heidi, there's the cutest little town near me. Coming and speaking. I'm so excited. You need to come visit. We'll take you.
Okay. Where is it?
Cambridge City, Indiana. It's a couple towns away from me, near my mom. So cute. It's like a whole town of antique shops. But
I remember
the creepy stuff.
I remember the first time that we were out and we were in an antique shop and we were walking around and everything was fine. And then we walked by this one big, huge chest and we were kind of walking by it and I walked around it and he was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I went closer to it and I was like, we got to go right now. And he was like,
those old antique dressers with the mirrors built in, those are hard nose for me. They're always have weird energy.
And that was the first time that I had to have the talk with him about how as a kid, I saw things and felt things. And then
what would you do if we took you to that murder museum in like New Orleans, where it has, relics and memorabilia from serial killers and stuff like that?
I have no idea.
I mean, I would assume that all that stuff is.
No, because you're going to probably think I'm super weird for this too, but
no, I'm not any more weird than I already think.
yeah. As a kid, because I would see so much stuff and feel so many things. I actually met a medium and they told me how to stop it, how to block it. And so I can block 99% of it.
Right. If I was a medium by trade, do you think they'd call me like a double extra large or something? Or would they still call me a medium? It just feels like medium would be it wouldn't be enough for me.
I'm a solid.
I would feel like false advertising. I'd probably get sued. So I don't know. All right. Well, it's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Lenny. Lenny, what are you drinking there?
With the new year, there's been a lot of talk of American single malt. Maybe it'll be a category this year. So I'm going to drink some Stranahan's Blue Peak.
This could be your year. Good luck.
Okay.
Not on the cork pop, though. No. McNew, you're next.
So in the spirit of reusing bottles on today's show, this is not actually Four Roses small batch. I had one of our old decanters, the cork broke, so we strained it, just put the rest in this bottle because it was an empty bottle I had. So I don't
So what's in there? Oh, you don't remember what's in there?
The Reno, Nevada decanter from Jim Beam. I forget which year.
Gotcha. Okay. That's the lead. Not much there. I'll go next. I've got Stumpy's Old Monroe here. This is that barrel pick that Adam sold out from underneath me. I like to say it's either the Lost Barrel, or if I'm in a bad mood, I call it the Kick in the Nuts Barrel. So that's what this one is. There we go. Cork pop. I think I took the lead, but it could be easily beat, particularly if Heidi went shopping today like she normally does.
I did go shopping, and I wasn't going to open one of the new bottles, but I'm really, really intrigued by this one because I had not seen it before. And it's actually a new riff. It's straight malted rye whiskey, 6 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I don't know how I'm going to do because I'm on Jim's phone because, our internet sucks.
Sure. There you go. That's enough.
Heidi took it, though.
She took it. Yeah. Money well spent. Once again, Heidi is buying the cork pops. Yeah. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, it's going to be a unique challenge. Can we talk about the topic at hand, or do we go on a bunch of side topics? We'll see. I get the feeling this one may fall off the rails. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley of the ABV Network. Let's talk about the people who make this show happen. First up is Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Company founder Andy Lang started distilling as a hobby while serving his country as an elite Green Beret. Andy distilled all over the world during his time in the military and brought this passion back to him in the U.S. when he returned home. A visit to Leatherwood combines Andy Lang's unique distilled spirits and a museum of artifacts from his time serving the U.S. Share a drink with a fallen soldier at their bar where you can grab an acrylic bio off the wall that celebrates the individuals who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect his or her country. They will also ship their distilled spirits directly to you, so check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com. We are also sponsored by Moonshine University. This longtime partner for the ABV network helps educate individuals looking to get into the distilled spirits business, service industry employees looking to expand their knowledge, and individuals simply wanting to know more about the process and history of the spirits industry. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at Moonshine University, and it's something I continuously draw upon and connect with fellow graduates. Check out their full listing of classes, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes, and more at moonshineuniversity.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at neelyfamilydistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky. All right, back to the show.
Saying Bourbon Daily?
Yeah.
Okay, you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
No, your name first.
My name.
You are. Yeah.
Hi, this is Jason Souter,
And?
and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Perfect.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are talking about empty bottles and do we care what people do with them?
Yes, we are. So the idea here is there's a big pushback and people will tell you, break your bottles or, use them, give them to, some sort of vendor that makes candles or something that what they're going to do with them. Don't just sell them on eBay or stuff like that. And my question is, do we care as consumers? If I can buy a bottle of Pappy that I won in an auction or a raffle, don't I have the right to go out to eBay afterwards and someone wants to pay me $200 for that empty bottle? And it might be more than I paid for it if I went to a store that did it. Why should I care about what happens to it after that? Because I don't buy secondary bourbon and all that. To me, that's those are fools that are buying that. So just let's less money and the more that stuff we can get out there for those idiots, the better. The less they have to spend on barrel seagrass or whatever it is I'm buying that I'm liking. Do we care?
So the only thing, and you just covered it. Like the only thing I would care about is that somebody was buying it to fill it up with something else and then try to resell it.
Do we have to think about that though? Because we don't know.
Because
it's a transaction.
Counterfeiters are the problems, but idiots are idiots. An idiot bought it, put a counterfeit in it. An idiot bought the counterfeit bourbon. Like those people are not my problem. That's
and for me, if I'm the one selling it, I'm selling the bottle at a profit over what I even paid for the bourbon, I don't feel like I'm an idiot there. No, I feel like I'm the smart one.
I don't feel like you are an accessory to the crime. You're just selling an empty bottle. It's not your problem what happens with it afterwards. But people are going to argue about that. People are probably going to be mad at us about this.
I know. Well, that's what I want to talk
People
about. Maybe I'm thinking wrong. Maybe
people are actually buying empty bottles on eBay.
Oh yeah. You can go out there and check out Pappy bottles and BTAC bottles, and they go for big money. Yeah, they go for big bucks.
Like here's my take on it. Like in our current climate, I don't like the secondary market. I don't like anything about it. I'm not going to buy anything from someone I don't know, even if I know them. I mean, I've never bought or traded a bottle from someone that wasn't a liquor store. And maybe part of that is because so many liquor stores are my account. So I kind of typically deal with them for business dealings in general. But like, let's just suppose, what if there was like a legitimate, whether it continued to be called the secondary market, but in this like imaginary world, what if there was a legitimate trade of anyone could sell anything of bottles in their rarest form? I think if that existed, then I don't know, like maybe we need like some kind of blockchain tracking at that point. Then I could see people being like, you gotta stop. You're ruining this, the stream into this market.
I mean, you can sell legal bottles now, like in Kentucky. So theoretically, someone could buy my empty bottle on eBay and fill that up. And if they wax it the right way, do all the right things to make it look legit, then they could go into a Justin's House of Bourbon or one of those places and sell it. And if they get fooled, they get fooled. I guess depend on.
They could also go to Justin's House of Bourbon with a counterfeit $100 bill or 10.
Right.
If Justin's House of Bourbon, like those things are real. I guess like bringing it around, Steve, I couldn't agree with you more. Like,
right.
Dumb thing to waste our effort on. I'm more concerned about paranormal activity, which is to say I'm not at all.
He's not at all.
Yeah.
I've seen people take, hammers to these bottles and be like, well, I'm not going to be part of the problem. And I'm like, so you cost yourself $300-$400, they'll smash 2 or 3 bottles of Pappy. And I guess if they want to, they can do whatever they want. Just like you can drink whatever you want. You can throw away your money however you want. You can go to the secondary and buy stuff and may get ripped off however you want. So be it. But who am I? Why do I have to be judged or be told I need to help stop that?
Don't.
But on the flip side, even though I don't necessarily feel this way, think about it this way. If you had a bottle of Pappy or whatever that somebody was really like seeking out on eBay and you sold it for 200, no one's buying it for 200 just to put on their wall.
Exactly.
They're definitely buying it for intentions to counterfeit. So I could see the justification of being like, hey, don't sell your bottles. You're being an asshole by doing that because you're fueling what is inevitably going to be someone being scammed.
Right. That's the argument for sure.
Yeah. So I can't care about everyone, but I could, if I purchased any of those uber desirable bottles at retail, I would throw the bottle away before selling on eBay, only because like, I guess I just believe in like, I'm not going to overpay for a bottle. Right. I'm not going to let somebody else overpay for my bottle in any generation of fakeness or whatever. I don't really care.
So if you want a charity auction and you got it's a drawing, so it's like $100 a ticket, but you win a flight of Pappy. So you get all the bottles and you're a drinker. So you go through and you drink all those. And I'm happy to be at your house. And I'm like, by the way, I don't know what you paid for those bottles, and that's cool. But if you look at those bottles that you've got right there, those 5 or 6 bottles or whatever it is, depending on the year, if you take those bottles and put those out on eBay, that's about $2,400. Lenny, you looks like no, because I know what they're going to do with it. I know what's going to happen with that, and I'm going to take the high road.
You're asking a bad.
And what if your wife overhears and she's like, oh,
you're asking a bad example of a couple. Like, I'm just, like the things I take chances on and do, I live a stupid life. So, I mean, the answer would be no. I'd be like, Steve, if you want them, you can have them. I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. I guess I can't be bothered. And like, I've got something in me that's like, I don't know, man, if somebody's going to do something.
You take the dirty money. What if I was like, Lenny, I'll sell this for you. Let me grab those. I'll take them. I'll put them on eBay. I'll sell them. And at the end of it, I'll give you $1,200.
I would probably,
all you got to do is hand me the bottles and then
I would hand you the bottles and trade you the bottles for like network sponsorship spots.
Okay. There you go.
But I couldn't pay cash. It wouldn't sit right with me.
Well, I think a lot of industries have counterfeit things in them. It's not just bourbon. Like in the early 2000s, it was a thing where like some lady from a small town would fly to New York, get fake designer bags in Chinatown, come back and sell like Prada bags like they were real, but you're getting it for $60. Like we know those aren't real.
They should know that.
Going out of their minds to buy them. I think it's the same thing. My only issue is like this is a liquid that somebody might drink. As long as it's not going to like poison or hurt somebody, I don't really give a fuck what happens with the bottle. Don't put something poisonous in it, okay? Like
you bring up a really great point. Like those fake Rolexes, the fake Prada bags. Yes. The consumer knows. So what if they were sold on eBay for somebody bought them for $50 and they were like, I'm going to sell this for $100. People are going to know it's fake. The seal's broken, but then they could try to show off to their friends and act like it's real. Their friends aren't going to know the difference.
No,
it's full of,
every industry has it all for the show offs that are like, hey, I don't live this lifestyle, but I want to look like I do. And bourbon has those same people. I think as long as you're not putting anything harmful in it, it's none of my business.
I guess on the other side of that too, I lucked out because I do have somebody that I know has a legit business and will take whatever empty bottles we have, and he makes candles. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Except for he gave my Pappy 12 from Nashville to somebody else.
Oh, you worked hard for that bottle, Heidi. You got that for us.
You can buy one on eBay if you want. They're about $200.
No, I'm good. So now we have to. Now, if you're listening and you know who you are, if you're listening, then you better find me a Pappy 12 bottle. Give me a damn candle because it was supposed to go to McNew as present.
Oh,
There you go. McNew loses. Once
I
again.
lost on that. But
So
I think it's fine. Like if you're taking old bottles, you're making lamps out of them, candles. People do all kinds of creative stuff. I don't think that's the company's business anymore. I feel like maybe like Maker's Mark and some others get their panties in a wad about like, oh, that's our bottle and you're selling it in your business. I feel like people have maybe gotten cease and desist letters for reusing the bottles. I think that's problematic. You already made your money on your product. Why do you care what we do with your product's packaging?
And I 100% agree with you.
And
on that.
Lenny's an owner. He might have a different opinion, but
No, I don't really, but like I think that an evolution of how this all sorts out is required because these are big dollars here. Like, you know, it can't be ignored. And while like to kind of bring it around first full circle and then ramble in other directions, I totally agree with Steve's point. I can't see why we have to care. Now, I'm not going to sell an empty bottle, but I really put the onus on these brands who produce these products that are so sought after. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there's, is it Buffalo Trace? Someone
starting to do that stuff now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
About time, guys. Like, come on.
Right.
We have the technology. Fucking like get behind it. Own up and
I want to know more about that because I don't really understand how that works. And to me, it's a chip that supposedly says if it's been opened before. How do they get away with that? It seems like a weird thing. What else is that? What else data is being collected?
No. Yeah, just another way for the government to track us.
Yeah.
What?
Here's what really works for me with this whole thing is what I like about this crime. If I sell Lenny's bottles and he gives them to me and I sell them and trade them some advertising and that, what I like is the people who are getting burned by this are idiots to begin with. Anybody who's paying $3,000 for a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle, you know what? You deserve to get screwed over. I'm sorry, you do.
You're right.
You're not a victim. You're an idiot.
I don't disagree with you on that. I just would not be the one that would sell an empty bottle to do it.
Yeah, I would. I don't have any, but I would.
Yeah, and I just don't want to put the energy into listing it and like dealing with these people and shipping it. It just seems like a lot of work, even though you're making money. I have zero interest in it, but I'm like, idiots are going to idiot. Let them do it. It's none of my business.
Yeah. But my bottom line is, and I don't do it either because I've given them to the candle guy before. And now we've got a little bit of different plan to Jim and Heidi and I are working on something else that I'm saving them for if that comes to fruition. So I don't sell the bottles, but I also don't judge people who do. If you sell the bottles, you can make some money, make some damn money. And if it's off the backs of the idiots that screw themselves over, so be it. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I don't care. At the end of the day, what you do with your bottles, your anything, none of my business. I don't care.
Yeah.
Look, as long as I have somebody that will take these bottles off my hands so that the trash man doesn't hear clink, 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 clink every single time he dumps the trash,
I stopped caring. I used to care when I take a garbage bag out to the trash outside and just hear like clink, clink, clink. I'm like, oh my God, my neighbors are going to know how much I drink. Don't care anymore. Do not care.
So for me, the official answer is, how should I dispose of my bottles? Any damn which way you want to.
Yes.
However Fred Noe says. I'm going to steal Fred Noe's line, but apply it to used bottles. What do you want? Do what you want. Guilt free.
You just intrigued me though with the whole Buffalo Trace thing. Was it Buffalo Trace you guys were talking about?
Yeah.
I think that's the brand.
It is.
Yeah, it's Buffalo Trace.
So wait, they want to put a chip in the cork or on the label somewhere,
Cap or something,
broken, it's open. So imagine that. So that chip is going to be on that UPC, and then they scan it, and you swipe your credit card, and so then next thing you know, you're going to be getting AA letters sent to your house. People are start knocking on the door because somebody's going to.
Are you going to get Buffalo Trace coupons? I mean,
no, I doubt you're going to get coupons, but have you ever seen a Buffalo Trace coupon? Maybe
never.
Maybe for the gift shop.
I don't even see coupons anywhere.
Here's your free stocks.
That's
your
right.
free bag.
Maybe it's a VIP tour certificate or something.
Yeah, could be.
You never know. It could be. I like targeted advertising when it works.
Yeah.
That's all
And maybe it's a trick and you're going to get all the allocated bottles. They're just going to ship them directly to you. You don't have to wait for the liquor store. Maybe that's how you go. I don't know. That's a
All right,
dream.
I'll let Jim use his card and I'll pay cash.
There
And
you
we'll
go.
see what happens.
There you go. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Heidi, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me, on Facebook as Heidi Topor Eller, or you can find me on Instagram as Heller_Barrel Babe, or sitting in the unfinished part of my basement that wasn't unfinished this morning.
Okay. Hope it'll be fixed soon. Lenny, how about you?
You can find myself, the rest of Deerhammer, on the social media at Deerhammer, on the webs at deerhammer.com. You can also order all of our offerings shipped straight to your door from our website, and you can come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
All right, McNew.
I am on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least, at the top of the show, I mentioned investment opportunities at the new liquor store concept, the ABV Barrel Shop, being launched in 2022 by myself, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton. We are crowdfunding some of the capital needed to open the store. Not only does it offer a return on your investment, but a lifetime of status and benefits at the store. Of course, this investment is a loan and involves a high degree of risk, which may not be suitable for all persons. Prospective investors should carefully evaluate the risk and merits of an investment, should confer with their own legal and financial advisors, and should be able to bear the risk of the loss of their investment before considering the investment described herein. If you would like more information, contact us via the under construction website at abvbarrelshop.com and fill out the form.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.